see if I remember how to do this thing. NFL Week Preview number 8. What's going on, everyone? I have been absent. Life has been crazy. Vacations, spending money. Just spent about $300 in like the last 10 minutes, so I had to hop on, do a little Week 8 preview so I can, drown my sorrows away. And that's how I do because I love talking about football. Football is great. I'm so excited for this weekend of football. Last weekend, really rough to watch. My YouTube TV when I was on the cruise ship just cut out at 1 o'clock. Like, did not see the Jerome Ford rush to the end zone. It was just a hot mess. Had to figure out the laptop, bring it up. But anyways, it was great. This weekend slate will be a lot of fun starting on Thursday night tonight, recording it right before kickoff. Actually, hopefully, get this posted before this game. The 3-3 Bucks going up to Buffalo to play the Bills. The Bills Mafia's out tailgating already. It's probably going to be fun. It's going to be 55. It's going to be perfect football weather. Baker on primetime versus Josh Allen. And the Bills are so weird this year. They seem to play down to their competition every single week. And it's like, when are the Bills just going to start steamrolling teams like we expect them to? I don't think that is going to happen. With the injuries to Matt Milano, I mean, Von Miller obviously coming back from his injury, not 100% healthy. Don't know if he will end up being 100% healthy because you got to remember his age is also a factor going into this year. But I just think that the Bills, they just don't commit themselves to running the ball on offense to be as consistent as people expect them and want them to be. And I don't think that they're going to be that dominant team. 4-3 on the year, obviously disappointing so far. They can rattle off a bunch of wins in a row, and it's got to start. It's got to start here against the Bucks. You have to win this game. You have to. You got to defend home turf. Tampa's coming up to play in the cold weather. They're not used to it. It's still hot in Florida. Trust me, I know it. So the Bills got to win this game. They got to dominate. And Baker's been a fun story down in Tampa, kind of revitalizing himself. But I just don't see the Bucks pulling away. This game might be a snoozer, but hopefully the Bills fans can keep it interesting. Going over to Sunday, 1 o'clock. Cowboys coming off a bye at home versus the Rams and Stafford. And man, I tell you what, Puka having 58 receptions on October 26th is insane to me. Obviously, the Rams are in a rebuilding process, but McVay and Stafford are keeping them afloat because Stafford's still slinging it. Their defense is playing surprisingly well in some games, so that's kind of something to look at. Obviously, NFC matchup. The Rams and Cowboys have some history. Maybe there is some familiarity. I will say McVay coming off having a child, so might coach the game of his life, might not. But I expect the Rams to keep up with the Cowboys. But I do like the Cowboys at home on this one. Obviously, it's on the Thursday night game. I am picking the Bills as well. But I am taking the Cowboys in this game. And then I'll go over to a NFC North matchup of the Vikings going to the Packers. And after week 1, we were all like, hey, the Packers kind of got this together with Jordan Love. They got something cooking with him. He has not looked good since. Um, the Vikings are coming off a great Monday night win against the 49ers. Browns broke the 49ers. I'm not saying it, but some people are saying it. I am just relaying the message. I am not saying that we actually broke them, but some people are saying that. Kirk Cousins is playing out of his mind. I know there's a lot of chatter about, oh, the Vikings should trade Kirk Cousins. If you look at the Vikings schedule over the next couple weeks, they can rattle off like 5 out of 6 and, end up at the top of the division competing for a wild card spot with the other teams in the NFC. But they're not going to trade Kirk Cousins. 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's got a full no trade clause. He's not going to waive it unless someone is stupid enough to guarantee him another $250 million, which probably won't happen. But I like the way that he's playing, especially with JJ being out. It's really good for Kirk to do this. Division game, I really don't know if Matt LaFleur is a good coach because he looked really good with Love in week one, and he just has not looked good since. So I am taking the Vikings on the road in this game. One of the underrated matchups of the weekend, which I love because I am a huge Mike Vrabel guy, is Falcons versus Titans. This is going to be smash mouth football. This game might end 13-9. Um, it looks like it's going to be Will Levis's first start. So Will Levis versus Desmond Ritter might be a shit show. It is in Nashville, so Titans at home are fun. Their defense is really good. The Falcons' defense is really good. This is going to be a bloodbath, and it might be an exciting, low-scoring game because you never know if Henry or Bijan are just going to rip one I am to that game a lot on the 1 o'clock slate because my Browns don't play until 4 o'clock. Um, Moving on to the team that gave me a heart attack last week, the Saints versus the Colts. The Colts at home. Um, Man, I tell you what, Gardner Minshew has played out of his mind from a production standpoint, but he's turning the ball over at an alarming rate. I think both the last two games he's turned the ball over 4 times. It might be 3 and 4, but it's at least I think he gave away the ball, for at least 4 times against the Browns last week. So, if he can clean up the turnovers, Derek Carr is playing scared, and he's, like, not throwing the ball down the field, which is great for Alvin Kamara fantasy owners, but if you're a Saints fan, you wanna rip your eyes out every single game watching Derek Carr play quarterback. I am gonna go with the home team here. I love the Colts at home. They can, they can put up some points. I love what Shane Steichen's doing. Jonathan Taylor, back at full workload. Moss is still getting his carries. I like their offense a lot with Gardner Minshew. Just don't turn over the ball. Next game, I'm gonna go to the Patriots going to Miami. This game has sneaky good written all over it. The Dolphins should run away with this game because they're that much more talented and that much faster. But the Dolphins are a little banged up. It doesn't seem like Jalen Ramsey is gonna make his debut. I'm not 100% sure that that's not happening, but it's trending that he's not gonna play. But they need that help on the defense. It might not come this week. The Patriots 2-5 coming off an electric win of the Bills, which is why I think this game will be good. Is that Bill is so good in the division, um, and they always play tough in Miami. And I know that it was because of Brady and the Dolphins always went up there and got one in New England. But the Patriots and Bill Belichick just knows what he's doing. I don't care if people think that the game has passed him, but last week showed that Bill still has it against divisional opponents. And I think that that stays true. I don't think they're going to win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. Give me the Dolphins in this game. The Battle of MetLife next, Jets Giants. I don't know what to think of this game. I think Zach Wilson is horrible. Um, I think the Giants are horrible as well, but Tyrod Taylor, I mean, he looks better than Daniel Jones. I don't know if Daniel Jones will be back. If Daniel Jones is playing, wow, that Jets defense. This is another one of those games that it could end like 14-11. Like this game's going to be very very ugly, and it's just hard to think that the Jets defense can't rally and get the win against Tyrod or Daniel Jones. So I am going to take the Jets in this game. In the area where I will be jagging off in Jacksonville this weekend, except for the Steelers are playing at home against the Jags because Georgia is playing there on Saturday. But Jaguars, Steelers, 5-2 versus 4-2. This is a very, very big game. This does have wild card implications because everyone in the AFC North is going to be playing the Jags this year. So I really think that the Jags need this. They need to take away that division and just start running away from it. Because with them being a 5-2, Houston's lurking there. They're 3-3, but the Texans have the Panthers this week. So, um, if you drop this one, you're 5-3, and the Texans are 4-3. That head-to-head matchup might be a little bit closer than you think. So the Jags need to take this game. The Steelers' defense has just kept them in every game, and it's won them a couple games. Obviously, the one against Cleveland, they won. The last week against the Rams, they won that one with the help of the refs. We don't apologize for that because the refs helped us in Cleveland too. But my God, that Steelers offense is just brutal. Like the only thing that they can do is throw back shoulder fades to George Pickens, and that's about it. Najee Harris gets hit in the backfield every time he touches the ball. I don't think Kenny Pickett can find anyone else besides George Pickens. So the Jags need to win this game. I am going to take the Jags in this game as well. Another 1 o'clock game, Eagles Commanders. Not a lot to say about this. Uh, Sam Howell is horrible. The Commanders are going to end up blowing it up. It seems like Eagles, the ugliest 6-1 team in the league. Jalen Hurts is not playing great, but he's doing enough to win because they have a really really good defense, and that's going to be the difference here. The Commanders let up the most sacks in the league. I think Sam Howell's been hit like 50 times this year. It's been like 8 weeks. Like, come on. Eagles in a snooze fest. I alluded to this a few minutes ago in that Jaguars game talk, but the Texans are playing the Panthers. It's in Carolina. It doesn't matter. C.J. Stroud versus Bryce Young. That's the storyline here, obviously. Um, Love CJ, the way that he's playing. He's not turning the ball over. He looks really, really good in the pocket. They don't have a lot of pieces to work with, but CJ looks really good, and that future is going to be bright in Houston. I don't see the Panthers winning here, and it's just getting uglier for Bryce Young and Frank Reich early. And the fact that they don't have their first round pick next year is just even more brutal. So good for the Bears. Shout out the Bears. Moving on to the 4 o'clock slate, Cleveland and Seattle. Obviously, I'm taking the Browns here. They did the right thing on uh, naming PJ Walker the starter. It doesn't mean that it's going to be pretty. PJ Walker, 0 touchdowns, 7 interceptions in the last 2 games that he's played, and they're 2-0. So that's crazy to me. That's because their defense is really good, and that's why I like Cleveland here. Um, the defense, the Seattle offensive line is horrible, and they should have a chance to just absolutely eat. Miles Garrett took over that game last week, and I think that the Browns corners match up well. Looks like DK is going to be back. I don't know if Lockett will be back, but um, Martin Emerson, Greg Newsome, Denzel Ward, three of the best corners. Probably the best corner unit in the league, if you ask me. Not biased at all, but just an opinion. They're that good. They're really really good corner squad. So, I like Cleveland here. I like them on the road. I hate that the Seahawks are wearing their throwbacks, though. I will say that it might be a uniform bet game. 425, of course, the Chiefs. Why wouldn't they be playing in primetime slot? Chiefs Broncos. Saw this matchup on Thursday night a few weeks ago. The Chiefs should just blow them out of the water. Sean Payton's going to go to 2-6. Russ actually doesn't look horrible this year, but the defense is not playing anywhere near the level that they did last year, which is ironic because they kind of got rid of a lot of defensive players. And uh, I don't know. I don't know what to think of the Broncos. I mean, Surtain's good, but they don't have a lot to work with here in the future. Uh, I I like Kansas City in this game, obviously. Cardinals Ravens. I wish the Cardinals would get one over here because the Ravens are just going to run away with the AFC North. It looks like, but if they can bang them up or like compete with them, that'd be real cool. But obviously, Lamar is looking really really good in that offense. He doesn't look. I mean, the offense hasn't been humming except for it's picked up steam the past couple weeks, but there's still come inconsistency. But the problem with the Ravens is it's still October. Like you got to show me the Lamar in December, and if he's still playing, so I feel like he hasn't taken as many hits and hasn't been running as much. Even though he does have 70 carries through 7 games, so he's averaging 10 rushes a game. So, I mean, if he takes hits on half of those, he's still taking some hits, but Ravens easy in that game. The next game is probably a great 425 matchup. Some would say coming in the year a Super Bowl preview, although no one really knew that the Bengals were going to start off this slow. But 49ers Bengals, since he going to San Fran, Brock Purdy is practicing, even though he hasn't cleared the concussion protocol yet. Um, but I like San Francisco in this game. I know that they're hurt and they're banged up, but so are the Bengals. I just like that defensive front getting to Burrow. Um, I know that they've gotten the ball out of his hand quick, but that might not happen against this team. So give me the uh, give me the Bengals. Then give me the 49ers over the Bengals in this game. Almost screwed that up trying to make it a fancy way of picking the 49ers. But yeah, I'll never pick the Bengals. Fuck the Bengals. Well, I'll pick them, but I won't ever root for them. So fuck the Bengals. If the 49ers can blow them out of the water, it would make me very, very happy. Sunday night game. This is brutal. I can't believe this one wasn't flex because they can flex. Bears Chargers. I am actually rooting for the Bears very hard in this game. I think Justin Herbert's a loser. I don't think he's ever been good. I don't think he will ever be good. He's just a loser. He's not clutch. He doesn't know what he's doing. He always looks lost when it comes to clutch time in the fourth quarter. Um, I know the Bears want the number one pick and they have their pick and Carolina's, but I really would love the Bears to win, especially if they have a backup plan. Um, if the Bears do win this game and Brandon Staley isn't fired on Monday, I'm calling for an investigation, like because he should be fired. I'm moving on to Monday night Raiders Lions. This should not be a Monday night football game. The Bengals 49ers, the Browns Seahawks, way better. Um, so give me the Lions in this game. I really don't think that this game's going to be entertaining. Is Jimmy G going to be back for it? Lions should blow the Raiders out of the water. And that'll conclude the week 8 preview. A little quick, coming back from the dentist appointment, feeling a little bit under the weather this week. Try to keep it under 20 minutes, and I did that. So enjoy your week 8 slate. I know I'll be enjoying it. Take care, everyone.